It's safe to say this World Cup has been amazing so far. You've got Holland beating Senegal with Mendy making an absolute blunder. You've got Mason Mount and Raheem Sterling contributing to a 6-2 victory where Saka is showing the world how he could be the next best winger in the world. And then you've got Wales versus USA. The US men's national team show us the talent that they have, and if they only had a great manager that knew how to get the best out of them, they could actually be a fantastic team. Oh yeah, and the life of Bale continues. Let's get into this video. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and in today's video we are going to be breaking down the day of the World Cup, right? But we are going to be talking about the Chelsea segments of it because there have been so many storylines. I was sitting down, I was like, shall I go to bed? And I was like, no, I'm inspired. I want to get on this camera, I want to talk to you guys, and I want to break down what happened today because it's been a great day for football. Every single one of you would have sat there, would have watched the highlights or watched the games live and just been, wow, what a great day, what a great start to the World Cup. And this is just day 2. We've still got a month left of this. This is going to be amazing, so hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and in the pinned comment is my Instagram. Go and follow me there because that's where you guys can keep up to date with me. Hit me up with the questions during the games. I usually respond, and we'll build a great community, especially if you're new. Trust me, you will enjoy this channel. Now, let's get on with the video. England win, and they beat Iran comfortably. I did not expect such a comfortable win because Iran is a decent side. They're usually well organized, and England struggle against low block. But in today's game, England made it look very easy. Like if you look at Mason Mount today, I think he was integral to this victory. A lot of people are very critical of Mason Mount, and I actually saw that on Twitter. It's not just the Chelsea fan base that is critical of him, it's the England fan base. You know, Foden needs to be playing, or Grealish should be playing, Maddison should be playing, but I think Mason Mount today was phenomenal. He played 71 minutes, he got taken off at the end. Why? Because he needed to be rested for the next game, because he will be playing. He had very good interchanges in the middle of the park. He gave us the urgency, he was pressing in that heat, and more importantly, I really liked his passing. Received the ball in between the lines, quick 1-2s, and all of a sudden he's running in behind. There were a few occasions where he could have been through, but Harry Kane overhit the pass, or he gave it to Luke Shaw well, and Luke Shaw crossed it in and we scored. So Mount had a good game. I think it's got to the point now where Mount's just polarized. If you watched wrestling, you know who John Cena is. And John Cena was literally that. People either loved him or hated him. Oops, sorry Siri. People loved him or hated him. And Mason Mount is in the same boat. Mason Mount is literally that guy. People either think he's world class or people think he's championship level. The truth is, there's something in the middle, and that's where Mount is good enough to play for a top 6 side. I don't know whether he's good enough to be the best top 3 or 4 players in that top 6 side. I think he'd be a good squad player to come off the bench or even consistently just be a good rotational player. I think that's my opinion. Raheem Sterling today, amazing. This is the Raheem Sterling we want to see, right? Picking up the ball, driving at people, gets a good assist for the Saka second goal, but his finish, cross comes in, beautiful darting run to the near post, instinctive finish. Great finish. And then people will ask me, Alex, why are our players playing so well for their national team? Because people are using them right. Raheem Sterling should not be a wing back for us. Raheem Sterling is not a touchline winger. He is an inside forward the way Tuchel was using him. Darting runs in behind the striker, getting into the box the way Pep used him. Get into the box, get yourself in there and grab yourself goal. He is a phenomenal talent, and I think the longer we misuse him, the more people are going to get frustrated with him. Great victory for England, but what do I want to talk about that game? I want to talk about the rise of Saka. Saka's becoming world class in front of our eyes, guys. Look, this tournament was never meant to be the Bukayo Saka tournament. This tournament 4 years ago, if you asked me, I would have been saying this is the Hudson-Odoi tournament. This is the Jadon Sancho tournament. You know, this is the tournament where they're meant to step up. Saka stepped up and become the man. He's become the golden child of this generation coming through. Without no hype, without no drama, without no pizzazz behind him. There was no CV to say Bukayo Saka's meant to become the guy. But performances, work rate, attitude, and all of a sudden he's become the face of the England. He is literally the beam that we are going to have to get on behind, and he's going to catapult us hopefully to a World Cup final, maybe a World Cup semi-final. I'm not saying we're going to go and win it, but I'm saying to a great performances. And then what else really impressed? Midfield balance. I really liked the balance today for the first time between Bellingham and Rice. You guys already know, I think Rice is a good player. I don't think he's as great as everyone says. But today I saw some glimpses of him off the ball where I'm like, you know what, this guy actually could contribute very well to a good side. The only problem is I think he'd have to improve off the ball a bit more. I'd want to see him demand the ball more. I'd want to see his passing range a bit more. But Bellingham is a star in the making. Like, he's picking up the ball, driving with it, passing it, getting into the box the way Lampard and Gerrard are contributing with goals. And I'm very excited as an England fan. I really am. US men's national team always really interests me because the talent that they have, I don't understand why they're so bad. And today, the first 45, they were amazing. Look at this team, right? They got Pulisic, good driver of the ball. Aronson, good driver with the ball. Timothy Weah, good winger / inside forward. All of a sudden, then you start contributing to other players. Like, you start looking at the Josh Sargents. You got the two workhorses in the middle with Tyra Adams and Weston McKennie. And you're like, this is a good team. Why are they so bad? Manager, he sets them up poorly. That second half performance today was disgusting because there was no reason for the US men's national team to come out and play the way they did. They dominated Wales in the first half. There is no way that Keith Moore comes on and changes the game like that. The reason the game changed so much is because Wales started doing something where they started locking it forward and the game got a little bit more physical, but US stopped popping the ball around. The confidence went, the confidence drained. Speaking of Pulisic shined. Pulisic looked like a star. Pulisic looked like the beam that the US men's national team need to get behind. He looked like a very good player in the first half. In the second half, you could tell he was drained. You can tell that he was exhausted, and you can tell that the reality is he might not be enough to carry this team. They're gonna need help. I really want to see where Gio Reyna comes on and how much he impacts this team. But overall, the US are in a good position because I genuinely believe the US will lose to England, but I think they'll beat Iran. After today's performance, if they play the way they played in the first half, they could beat Iran. And Wales, I don't have too much reckoning that they will beat Iran because I think Iran will get a result against them. And don't be surprised if Iran get out of this group because this group is super tight. And what I have seen from this group is it's going to be competitive to the very end. There are no two clear favorite teams here. England is the favorite. The other three, it's as we thought. They're going to be battling. It's going to be a great group. I can't wait. And finally, now we need to talk about Holland and Senegal. Because Holland and Senegal was a very interesting game. We saw some Frankie de Jong movement. We saw how important Memphis Depay is to this Holland team. And this Holland team is not great. They can't finish to save their life. They are, honestly, you stick in a Ruud van Nistelrooy or a Van Persie into this team, or even a Jan Klaas Huntelaar, and all of a sudden, this team goes up to the next level. Because they move the ball well. They're shaky at the back. But I don't understand why. Like, they've got De Ligt, who's maybe a bit overrated now, but they've got Van Dijk, they've got Nathan Ake, and all of a sudden they've got Frankie de Jong in front of them. They should fairly decent and comfortable in games, yet they made it look difficult. But why am I talking about this game? Mendy is having a stinker for a considerable period of time, and Mendy's rise to success was unbelievable, but his drop is even worse. Like, him going up from essentially a nobody in football to arguably top 5 goalkeepers to coming back down to making so many mistakes is unbelievable. Like, he came from Rennes, no one knew of him. He literally won the Champions League, won AFCON, and came back and has not been the same since. The save today was routine. Depay basically passed it into him and he pushes it back into Klaassen, and Klaassen buries it and it's 2-0, and Senegal looked like they got battered when in reality Senegal could have won that game. If Senegal had Mane, I think they would have won that game today because they had so many chances. They were creative. They were absolutely potent in that front. They just didn't have the kick. They didn't have the final touch. They didn't have the final pizzazz in that final third. But guys, that's what happens when you lack that killer in front of goal. And sadly, this is what's going to happen to Senegal. I think they are going to beat Qatar, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get out that group. So guys, this was the Kavkas View. I hope you all enjoyed this. I can't lie to you. I'm really enjoying this World Cup. I'm pumped. I'm hyped. So hit the like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes. If you guys are new and you really enjoyed what you got here, stay tuned because this will be a regular thing on this channel. This channel is going places. We've said this many times before, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Hit the like button. Let's get into it.